All right, let's jump right into something that's absolutely essential for any Italian conversation, talking about how we're feeling. We're going to go way beyond just the basic polite answers and get into how to talk about health and well-being like a native speaker with real precision.
Okay, so here it is, the big one. Come stai? This is, without a doubt, the starting point for pretty much any chat in Italy. Seriously, it's everywhere. And really getting the hang of how to ask and answer it, well, that sets us up for everything else.
So, how do people answer? Well, there are a few standard replies. The one heard most often is sto bene. Think of it just like I'm fine in English. It's often just a polite, automatic response, even if someone's having a terrible day. If we want something a bit more neutral, così così, so, or non c'è male, not bad, are great options.
But what if bene just isn't true? What happens when a person is actually feeling unwell and wants to say what's wrong? This is where things get interesting, where we move past the simple pleasantries and into a real conversation. Okay, for specific aches and pains, there's a super useful formula. Ho mal di, and then just add the body part. Now, literally, this means I have a pain of, which might sound a little odd to us, but it's the clearest, most direct way in Italian to say exactly where it hurts. Just look at these examples.
And that same verb, avere, which means to have, isn't just for aches. It's also our go-to for more general sicknesses. So to talk about having a fever, a cold, or the flu, the sentence always starts with ho, as in I have. It's pretty straightforward.
So let's pause for a second. We've seen that we use the verb stare for general feelings, like sto bene, and avere for specific problems, like ho mal di testa. But this brings up a huge question, one that gets almost every learner of Italian confused at some point. Why do we use stare to say how we feel, and not the other main verb for to be, essere? And this, right here, is the key. It's all about temporary versus permanent. Think of it like this. Stare is for how things are right now. A mood, a health condition, where someone is located. It's temporary. Essere, on the other hand, is for who things are fundamentally. Identity, personality, profession. It's the permanent essence. That's exactly why we ask come stai for a temporary feeling and not come sei.
Okay, we've got the main verb sorted. Now let's add another layer of detail. What if we want to say how often we feel a certain way?
To do that, we use adverbs of frequency. And the rule is pretty simple. In Italian, these adverbs usually go right after the verb. So, for example, someone could say, ho spesso mal di testa, to make it clear that their headaches happen often. Now let's zoom in on this one particular sentence. Non ho mai la febbre. At first glance, it seems simple enough, but this is actually a fantastic example of a really unique and really important rule in Italian grammar. But wait a minute. If we translate that word for word, we get, I don't have never a fever. Now, in English, that's a classic double negative, right? It would mean the opposite, that the person does have a fever. But this is where Italian plays by its own rules. Welcome to the Italian double negative. Here's the deal. Unlike in English, two negatives in an Italian sentence don't cancel each other out. Not at all. In fact, they work together. They team up to make the negative meaning even stronger. And the rule is simple. The verb always gets negated with non to make this work.
And here is where it all comes together beautifully in a simple, natural conversation. Let's break it down. Person B uses stare for the general feeling, non sto molto bene. Then they use avere for the specific pain with an adverb, ho spesso mal di testa. And notice person A's reply, mi dispiace. That's the perfect caring response, meaning, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So think about it. The next time someone asks, come stai? The answer doesn't have to be just a simple bene. Now we have all the tools to share a bit more, to be a little clearer, and to have a much more genuine conversation about how we're really feeling. So, what will the real answer be?